up, everybody? It's your girl Micca, and you're watching the Red Cup Podcast, where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Micca, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. And if I sound like I'm in an echo chamber, it's because I'm on vacation and I still wanted to do my live, especially with my homie Ace. What's up?
Live from Louisiana. We sitting in the sub. We sitting in the love. Y'all press that sub button. Just press the sub button if you've never been here. You heard me?
And I'm live from Puerto Rico. And I just came out the pool. I'm burnt to a crisp. Look at my skin. My hair is everywhere. So if this is your first time, I normally don't look like this. I swear to God. So, but thank you all for pulling up. I appreciate it. I've been having a phenomenal week, other than being stuck in the airport earlier this week. But other than that, it's been a phenomenal week. How's your week going, Ace?
It been going great. I ain't even gonna lie. I be blessed every day.
Yeah.
I've been blessed every day.
I feel that. So what's going on, April? April Johnson says she's here for the first time. How are you? Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. Let's see who's in the building. Losoe 24. What's going on? What's up, your cob? What's up, Luby Fishing? What's up, Loud and Clear? What's going on, you guys? What's up, Ace Smart? What is it? Mart Data.
That's me.
Oh, that's you.
That's me. I gotta change that name. That much too long.
I'm sitting here like, hold on. And I'm not at my studio, so I can see the name up front. I'm like, let me sound this.
What up, everybody? What's on? What's on with y'all?
What's up, Jay? What's going on? What's up?
April J, Loud and Clear.
I see y'all. What's up, Terrible People Podcast? I see y'all in here. What's up, Nick? Legend of Nick. What's going on? I see you guys in here. Thank you guys so much for pulling up.
So what it do?
So, okay, we're going to jump right into it. We got, a couple of little different small topics to talk about, but you guys know the main topic we want to talk about is what they're not talking about really, truly on mainstream media is, what's actually going on, with the shooter of the unfortunate situation in Minneapolis. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about your boy, Mayor Brandon Johnson.
We're also stand him.
We're also going to talk about, my girl. I guess it would be my girl because I'm from DC, child, but I don't like her. But my girl, Mariel Bowser from DC. So we're going to talk about her. We're going to talk about Mariel. Okay, Mariel Bowser. And we're going to get into a couple little small topics, and then we're going to talk about the main topic. So, you guys, we're going to be here for an hour. So, buckle up because you know how your homie Ace is.
Oh, okay. Get ready. I don't like neither one of these people.
Baby Mohawk. Y'all are wild. See, I gave y'all a couple of days.
I don't respect no man with a mohawk. As a grown man, you got a mohawk? You weird.
And you remember when the Mohawks first came out?
I had one.
The early 2000s, like everybody and their kids had one.
Yeah, I had one with the little designs on the side.
That man kept that mohawk. He did not let that go. He had that in the 5th grade, and he just.
I'm sick of him. I am sick of him. He need to go, bro. I'm sick of him.
He need to go do a lot. But you guys, let's go ahead and let's get into some nonsense. So, if you guys don't know, okay, espera, meaning wait. All right, wait on it. The cartels in Mexico, of course, we all know are out of control, right? But they have been, some of the senators in Mexico have been working with Donald Trump. Okay, so this senator right here, her name is Lily. Okay, and she has been snitching pretty much on the Mexican president, saying how she works with the cartels and that she wants Donald Trump to come over and pretty much clean it up. Okay, and Donald Trump has been trying to do a little bit of that, but I'm going to play a little bit of this because I want you to see what she had to say and how she's afraid for her life, and then I want you to see what happened just yesterday. Okay, so here we go.
President of Mexico is furious. She's calling Mexican Senator Lily Tellez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, "It's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention." Here to discuss is that Mexican Senator Lily Tellez. Senator Tellez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
Yes, the party has financed, has given, the cartels have given so much money to these politicians, narco politicians of Morena, to get into office, to get the power. So they protect the Mexican government protects the cartels. That is why President Sheinbaum doesn't want the strong American leadership to help Mexico defeat the cartels. And also Sheinbaum doesn't want the rest of the world to know what is happening here in Mexico. We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She is aligned with Venezuela's dictator, with Cuba, and we are losing our country. They have destroyed our Republican institutions, the democratic state, and we must, I think we all Mexicans want and welcome the support of the United States to assist Mexican people against the cartels that have us all in this crisis with the traffic in fentanyl and migrants.
Now, Mexico, now a lot of people don't know, but Mexico had their own, issues with the illegal migrants. Okay, they were saying the same things that the United States citizens were saying, like, we don't want them here, take them back to Venezuela, take them back to Honduras. They got to go back with all that nonsense because they're doing too much, right? All right. So I wanted to give you this perspective because what happened yesterday was wild. Okay, I want you guys to see this. So what ends up happening yesterday was wild because the I guess it would be like the Mexican government, something similar to what we have.
It's just like our Congress.
Yeah, something similar, but they had a whole fight in Congress. And I do mean a whole fight. And it was all over the cartels. Okay. So I want you guys to see this. Here we go.
Oh, that's what you do when you about to die. When the cartel tell you, you better make this happen. That's what you do. Yeah, he throwing. Oh my goodness, he throwing them. Throw them bitches. Oh, look at dude. Dude jumped in. Oh, don't be scared, no. Oh, that's definitely the cartel. That's 100% the cartel.
So that's what happened.
That's 100% the cartel that's throwing bowls. They scared to death, literally. They scared to death. They scared to death. Man, you know it's on the line. The whole family is on the line.
Yeah, so that lady that you saw before, the Senator Taylor, she said that she's been getting death threats, and even a Fox, reporter was like, "Are you not scared to talk to me?" She said, "Yeah, I'm scared." She was like, "But you know, I'm scared to continue to live in Mexico with all these cartels."
Yeah,
And
go ahead, come over here. You should have went on here, came over here after you told you weren't supposed to stay out there. You ain't supposed to
but she
keep a
said
job after
that,
you
like,
tell on somebody.
now you gotta, every time you get on live, you gotta.
I ain't even gonna lie. I would have kept that to myself on some G shit.
Everybody, everybody said, "Oh my God!" Like I just wouldn't have said nothing. But I understand why she's saying something, because how do you change it,
You
right?
don't change nothing. You can't change nothing until you like if you like I said, she'll have to have full like
Mm.
who you have to move it with no baby no way to even send you Secret Service that'll last. They got hundreds and thousands of people in that cartel. You know
It
what I'm
was
saying?
wild. It was wild. So that erupted yesterday because they got to talking about how to get the cartels out, and some of them were like, "Oh, it's not this bad." They started going back and forth, all this other stuff, and then they just started fighting. So I'm just like, yeah, some people are in there like, yeah, you're not about to get the cartels out and get me and my family killed. Like I think it goes very deep, and I think it goes deeper than the public knows, but. I just thought that was very interesting because Donald Trump was just talking about using the military to do something with the cartels.
I think that's where he got the intel from to even do it. And that's what they realizing, and they about to smoke her. They gonna
Yeah,
put her in the suitcase.
I'm afraid for that lady's life. So you guys get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. I saw that yesterday. They got the scrapping, and I was just like,
They thought, but dude jumped in. That was the best part right there. Where he just, I told you, get off my people. And he ain't
they
never swing. So I'm trying to figure out what you so mad for, man. He already got his ass whooped.
because at the end of the day, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, pass them laws that you're supposed to pass when
If
a
if
cartel.
Congress was like that down here, I creflo Lord, it'd be so peaceful in that bitch when I say shut the fuck up. It'd be so peaceful. I talk about I'd be up in there like, look, if you want to get this bill passed, come meet me outside right quick. We can throw these bitches
Did
so
Marjorie
whoever
Taylor Greene
win, get the bill passed.
didn't Marjorie Taylor Greene say that?
Yeah,
Did, did you tell
I'm
some,
with that. I'm with that. Come to Congress ready to throw hands.
or was it Mace? Was it Mace? Did she say that? It was one of them. I
That
can't
was
remember.
Martin Taylor Green, but I'll be Eric Mays. I'll be Eric Mays. You remember Eric Mays?
No, what did he say?
Eric Mays used to be the I think he was like a senator or something for Texas. He died not too long ago. Man, that man used to be when they go low, I go lower. That used to be my dog. I swear to God.
I don't mind it when they want to actually do something for the people, but a lot of time it be that fake Hakeem Jeffries fight. That
See,
we're gonna fight, but we're not gonna really do anything. We're gonna sing songs. Democrats have the worst songs. I swear to God.
and they don't make no sense, and they just play it out. And people like Hakeem Jeffrey, Al Sharpton, you can't come to these meetings. You know you got to fight, huh? You can't come to these meetings. We're gonna run it like a banana Republican. Let me throw these bitches. Let me
Yeah,
throw them.
we need it. We need it. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about that wild exchange. I just thought that was very wild. So, you guys, let's get into the DC mayor. So, a lot of people fought me on this when I said that DC truly and honestly needed it needed a change. It needed a new representation, and the crime was out of control. Now, of course, the media they ran cover for DC and other cities like them. What's going on, Trace? What's going on? They ran cover for the DC mayor and other cities. But somebody like myself, and with the power of social media, myself, others, and even people with, bigger voices, put a magnifying glass on DC, saying that it was out of control. So we already know Donald Trump has went in with the military, and as he calls it, has beautified the city. Okay, it's beautiful, and they haven't had any, and I do mean not only any homicides. You haven't had a person of color, specifically a black person, killed
That
into
is beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm
one.
so
Not a
happy.
black, not a upstanding person, not nobody, not at all. So the DC mayor had to go ahead and come to terms that Donald Trump was right. All
Come
right.
on now.
I want you guys just to check out what she had to say. Here we go.
Talk your talk, baby girl. With
And
them
we
locks in now.
greatly appreciate the surge of officers that enhance what MPD has been able to do in this city. The most significant thing that we are highlighting today is the area of crime that was most troubling for us in 2023. Now, we have driven it down over the last years, but I'm going to get my glasses so I can make sure
Not
I
your
can see
Yeah,
glasses.
it could
correctly.
read that shit then,
But for
baby.
carjackings, the difference between this period, this 20-day period of this federal surge and last year represents a 87% reduction in carjackings in Washington, D.C. We know that when carjackings go down, when the use of gun goes down, when homicide or robbery go down, neighborhoods feel safer and are safer. So this surge has been important to us for that reason.
And
Bring me money.
there you have it. So, Ace, I want to get your thoughts on that because here's the thing. The carjackings were the biggest thing. Like, yes, homicides, but carjackings were up like 300%. Like, you couldn't go outside and sit in your car without getting carjacked.
I can't even lie to you. It's just as bad down here. He need to go ahead, come down here. Like we got certain stores we can't pull up to. You hear me? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you gonna get jacked. If you got a certain car, that's gonna go on quick. And it's crazy how all of us, uh, even people that's not conservative, is calling for this. Thank you, Donald Trump, for this surge of peace that a person got. Man, listen, if somebody just made it a couple of days, that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? They gonna probably start spending when them people leave. But man, look, at least we had some type of peace. Yeah, man. But
Well, here's the thing about that, right? Because people said that, right? They were like, okay, well, when Donald Trump, doesn't have, the guard and everything out, what's going to happen afterwards, right? But I think two things will happen. I think Donald Trump will find some way to either continue it, or it's going to be a thing where he'll say, okay, I'm going to take it away. And now let's see if the crime stays down.
yeah,
And then now you can actually pinpoint what's actually true. Okay,
what's
so the
what's the
crime was,
what's the Baltimore man name?
oh,
The
Brandon
black
Scott.
Brandon Scott. Now he's
Hmm.
sitting up there saying what he don't want for his city, and he don't want them to. They don't bring up black cities, and crime is down, and all this other shit. Crime being down doesn't coming from
Coming from two.
12,000 crimes a week don't mean it's gone. That don't mean it don't need help. People need to feel safe wherever they at. You gonna see the economy thrive. Can't no economy thrive without people being safe. Period. We
Right.
seen that in the last 4 years with Joe Biden. He brought all the immigrants over here. When people began not to feel safe, they hid. And we had COVID on top of that. So it was a whole bunch of places. If you ride around certain places right now, they closed. They
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Because that was something that I kind of noticed, right? So they will say, okay, crime is down. Crime is down. Okay, cool. Crime is down. From what though? Well,
Thank
it
you.
was 3,000 last year and it's now 1,200.
Thank you. Thank you. It need to go down drastically. It need to be. They need to see. They incentivized all the criminals the last 4 years. They incentivized them. They said this is a misdemeanor. Don't even call it the police for it.
Oh
That's
my
how
God.
they got crime down. People
Oh,
was like, we can't even call the police. They ain't writing a report.
I wonder if I can find that. That gentleman getting, I don't know. He's not a gentleman, but the guy getting locked up that said that, because I've been telling people that, right? That in DC, the reason why crime is like it is because how they keep changing, how they classify things. And then when they classify it, they go and say, okay, well, this used to be a burglary. Now it's just a petty theft or a regular theft or something like that. When it ought to be a burglary, but because the officer didn't see it, it's not a burglary.
Right. And I've seen videos of that too, where they pulling down on people. You pulling up, wasting taxpayer dollars with your gas, and you just pulling up just to tell them we can't do nothing. Man, that's no, bro. This is insane. Let these people do their damn job, bro. How you gonna keep a free market open if everything keep closing because they keep getting raided nonstop? Man, when I lived in Chicago, I got a big ass rope chain. I got it for like $60 from somebody that just ran out the store. Can't lie. I got it for $60. It's all gold.
That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. Really quick, I want to go ahead and read the super chats really quick. Let's go ahead and read this one. $5 super chat from what? Y'all in these names. Help me out. Under 8,
You
8, 9.
got it. You got it. Whoa, what up, dude? Third generation Mexican from Los Angeles. They trying to smoke you for sure. Yep, they trying to smoke her for sure. You know for sure she gonna end up in a trash bag suitcase.
Correct. Exactly. Well, thank you for the $5 super chat. Tell me how to pronounce your name in the chat, okay? Because I hate messing up people's names. But
that ain't his name. That's a YouTube.
It's his name on here. That's just how it's gonna be. Mr. Watson 80 $4.99. Dims demand black votes and give empty promises. That's a fact. DJT took quick action within a span of 2 weeks, and no one was unalived in DC. Who's really for us? Not the Democrats. Not ever. Not never. Not never. So thank you so much. I appreciate.
What up, Outlaw?
Thank you, Eric. Yeah. No. I definitely don't. I definitely don't like this. So, all right. So let's get into our next one. The Chicago mayor. What he had to say on.
Look at him. His face so slappable. Open hand to the side, just.
Let me get at what he had to say on Joe, because he didn't understand the question, or he didn't want to answer the question, or he's just plain stupid, or all three. Okay, you guys.
He's stupid. Oh, let me get this out my sister for this place thing. He is stupid. And look at that mohawk and high peak at the top. This nigga think he a mountain. Stupid ass. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go.
Mayor, those all sound like great programs. I'm curious. Would you also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand that. You've talked about the other things you want, and I said those are good and important programs, but I'm asking also, would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs that a lot of cities are engaging in and having success with?
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that in the 90s when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone, but I know it's not policing alone. You've told me everything else you want. I'm curious, and this does come down to an ideological difference between people. Do you believe that the streets of Chicago would be safer if there were more uniformed police officers on the streets of Chicago?
I believe the city of Chicago and cities across America would be safer if we actually had, affordable housing. Look,
okay,
I'm not saying that
that's
we
not
don't.
the question I asked.
Affordable.
My question is, and I just need to
This
answer
dude
now.
retarded.
Do you believe the streets of Chicago would be safer
This is
if you
the
got
sixth
all
time
those
this man
other
asked you this
extraordinary
question,
programs
dumbass
put
boy.
back into place, which do have a history of being successful? If that's complemented by having 5,000 more cops on the streets of Chicago.
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers.
Stop
What I'm
it!
saying. That is an antiquated approach. I'm
Yeah,
saying
no,
we've invested
I'm
in
not,
detectives.
Mr. Mayor, are you hearing what
But
I'm saying? I'm agreeing with you that all of these other social programs are extraordinarily important. I just need a yes or a no, and then this will be the last time I ask. If you get all of those other social programs that 800 million that New York City does, Los Angeles, other people do with great success, would an additional 5,000 cops on the streets in Chicago help complement those programs to make Chicago safer?
Look, we are working hard to make sure that our police department is fully supported. I don't believe that just simply putting out an arbitrary number around police officers is the answer. What I'm saying is policing and affordable housing. It's policing and mental and behavioral health care services. It's policing and youth employment. It's a full package.
All they know how to do is spend money. Forgetting just lock up the people that do the crime. No, we got to spend more money. You already $1 billion in debt. With your mountaintop mohawk, boy, you look so stupid. You look so stupid. You was a grown-ass man rocking parts and shit. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God. Last time I was in Chicago, they got nothing but his pictures in the airport. I was tearing them bitches down on my soul. I was tearing them down. Get this shit off here.
They have his pictures in the airport.
They have his pictures in the airport, and there's a bunch of them. I took down like 4 or 5 of them before they stopped me.
But why?
Because he's a jackass. I don't know. I'm just being honest with you.
What does he do for the city? Okay, even though I'm not a fan of Barack Obama, I understand the fanfare. Okay, I understand the fanfare around when he got elected. What is the fanfare around Brandon Johnson?
There is absolutely zero fanfare around this nigga name. He has nothing to contribute to nothing.
He just uses the taxpayers' money and the ability to be seen just to be seen. Because I'm trying to understand why you would have your face around the airport. That is wild. Yeah, I don't like this man at all. And especially since I learned that Chicago sells off parts of its actual city. Chicago sells off its streets. So the people of Chicago don't own the streets.
They don't own the toll booths. They don't own the meters. They've been sold that. Him.
Absolutely nothing. How is it that I pay taxes somewhere and I can't park on the street? So when I want to parade, heck, even if they want to do their little, he likes to, go on the fanfare about the illegals and the LGBTQIA plus carry the 1 and a comma, right? He likes to go on the fanfare about them. Well, when they do their parades, they're not calling the people of Chicago. They're not even calling Brandon Johnson. They have to call somebody in the Middle East.
That's why I just made that video the other day when they was kicking this white girl ass and her husband ass outside in the street. She said, "Call the police." I said, "No, ma'am. I'm gonna call Mayor Johnson first." That's what we're gonna call. We're gonna call Mayor Johnson. We're gonna get him out here and hope he help y'all. You hear me? Since he's saying shit going on.
Yeah, because the liberals they refuse to understand that these people do not care. Okay, they just get their money and they sell out the entirety of not only their constituents, everybody else, but their constituents don't understand that they're not working for them. How is it that you don't own your own city?
They don't. Listen, I'm so serious when I say this. This is why they try to crack down on people the property tax so much,
Hmm.
because they have sold everything but what they can't. So they keep on they keep on, the people that own houses in the suburb area, they keep getting their goddamn pay going up. They got to still pay more and more and more and more for property taxes.
They're still in these people's homes as well.
That's exactly what they doing. So when they come back and they steal in people's homes, guess what they doing? Selling it.
Correct. So that's the thing about property taxes. I keep telling people because this is my area. Property tax is illegal anyway, right? Property taxes and a host of other taxes, but it's technically illegal. However, you pay property taxes. If I pay off my house and I pay you a tax for the house, right? I never truly own it. The government actually owns my home. Because if I don't pay, it's almost like the mob. If I
Hmm.
don't pay you a tax, a fee, that's essentially what it is. You're just gonna come and take it from me.
I've been learning how to live off off that grid. So the first people that get close to me that die, they getting buried on my land,
Income tax is illegal as well. Yes, yes,
and
it
that
is.
should go away. All that go away forever.
Well, that's why this is another little rabbit hole, but that's why, you know, people think Donald Trump is trying to be, oh well, he wants to dictate the Fed. No, he wants to actually get rid of the Fed because it shouldn't be there.
It
It shouldn't be
shouldn't
there.
be.
We
They
should only have
shouldn't.
a treasury. They should not be there. However, they're there, so he's going to keep picking at it. And I think Joe Biden purposely put certain people into positions because if we put a black woman into a position, no matter what she does, you're just trying to get at her because she's black.
They gonna have a black person that's gonna stand up. This why I just made this post the other day. That generation that's before us, those strong, weak men and mentally ill, survival nature as women from our generations prior to this, all they taught us was survival. That's why I say a lot of stuff gonna happen once they fall off the map, because it's still fear instincts. You gotta put your head down, hard work. The shit that didn't work for you, they still preaching it to today, and they got control over so many people's minds because they was the people who raised them. And we all fall into like a little victim mindset of, oh, that's my mama, man. And we gotta come to some conclusion. Sometimes they didn't know it the same way you don't. But what's crazy is they ain't even trying to look.
They don't care. They don't care, and that's the thing. A lot of the generations before us were very selfish, right? They weren't setting up their children for generational wealth or setting up their children to actually know, how to do certain things, how to
Work
pass.
hard.
Yeah, they just
That's it.
didn't. And society has taken advantage of that, but at the end of the day you are responsible for you. So if you can't see that's what they're doing, then oh well, because at
Facts.
the end of the day, Brandon Johnson and all of them, they're not doing nothing that we're not letting them do.
Them dudes ain't do nothing for us. And when I ask some people that, when you ask the Democrats that, the first thing they do is, well, they ain't do nothing for you, and you tap dancing for these people, and they can do it. It go back to that, and it's a revolving conversation again. Listen, why are you so gun ho about what they just said when they just had every seat in the House, every Senate position, all that, the presidency, the vice presidency, they had it all.
Could
What
did Epstein. They could have solved immigration. Barack Obama could have stopped immigration when what was it? I think it was 2009 to like 2011 when they had like the House, the Senate, all of that, plus the White House. They could have did it then. They didn't do it. You know what they did? LGBTQ.
Yeah, and they still pushing that. They still making sure you know about the right pronouns and all that other stuff.
I don't know. I never do that. I'm sorry.
I
Like
didn't. That's how I got fucking famous on TikTok. I
I,
never. I was just going off on them.
that's it. Like your name is what? Okay, that's what I'm not doing because they got okay. They got a little crazy with it with the zim zay zoom zoom zim. I'm a zim zim zim.
They got crazy with it when they wanted me to call her him or her.
I
I'm not even supposed to do that.
was like, hold on, wait. They're like, yeah, well, there's an infinite sea of Zim Zay Zay. I said, you got it. Your name is Danny. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Mama name is Greg, I'm gonna call him Greg. If your mama named Craig, I'm gonna call you Craig. I'm not gonna do all that, man.
I was done with it after
I
that.
ain't doing all that zesty flavor shit. Boy, I don't know. I don't give a damn about that. Like, I had to make sure like certain people I can never come into contact because I ain't with trying to fight. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared to fight a homosexual like the big trans. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm been traumatized since I was a kid. I almost got crowded by a whole bunch of them at one time. They was all 6 foot or better. I almost got crowded by a whole bunch of them. My auntie told me something. Go out there and get him, man. Go out there and get him, man. I'm like, T, I'm not about to go out there. I'm just standing in the street, my legs shaking to death, and they talking about something. When we finish, we gonna fuck them. Oh, I'm not going out there. I'm not going. You got it, homie. I'm
But
not going out there.
but see, that's the culture. That's something that they're not understanding, and I think that's something that Snoop Dogg was touching on when he said he wasn't trying to explain certain things to his child.
That ain't his responsibility to explain what you do with your butt.
Correct. Right. And so I thought, I thought the backlash that Snoop Dogg was getting was very displaced. Because it's like, why do we have to explain something that we weren't prepared or don't want to explain to our children? You're forcing us to explain it.
And he said it 10 times better than I ever heard anybody in that uncomfortable position even explain it. Like for him to even explain it the way without like really
Yeah.
to be honest with me, he didn't offend nobody to me. Like he said it way better than I would. I would have been on that. Man, I ain't about to. I don't know what's going on with this poor side.
I just said a lot more, but he was trying to be, I wouldn't say politically correct.
He was trying to be politically correct.
No, because if he was trying to be politically correct, I don't think he would have said anything. But I think
True.
he can't ignore what's happening. A lot of people are starting to be that way. Like they can't ignore what's happening. I think that's also what's happening with the whole DC takeover. Like even the people that don't like Donald Trump, they can't ignore what's actually happening. Like crime is happening. Like it's happening.
And they gonna go look at stats. That's the thing that kills me. Like they gonna go look at stats regarding like why y'all know y'all just lowered all the statues of crime, and you gonna go look at stats. Come on, bro, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, there are, I know they talk about the newest investigation with the DOJ, but there was one in 2020 as well. So, and they settled, out of court with this person, but it was for the same thing with whistleblowing, and because she was, told to change stats. And so I'm just like, where do y'all not get that these cities are not doing well? They're poorly ran, they're poorly staffed. Everything after the George Floyd thing, all these cities went down. Like Chicago went down. I mean, they were already going down, but everything, it seemed after the whole BLM thing, everything just, and then COVID, trash.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie to you. That whole COVID era was the best era ever, though. Because if you didn't get you no money during COVID,
Oh
you
yeah.
stupid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was easy money. Very
I
easy.
seen broke niggas flying, so I know everybody got them some money. I seen everybody flying. I was at the airport. Like, what you doing up in Austin, Texas, nigga? Yeah.
Get to this super chat really quick before we move on to the main topic. Hey Micca and Ace. Hey Miss Brown Eyes. With the $20 super chat. Hey Micca and Ace. Ace, I have been following you for a while on TikTok. You
Hey, boo.
of my inspirations to lead the Democratic Party. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I can't even get my mama to leave, and she seen how better my life got, and if she still be like, "You better stop selling them drugs and stuff," I'm like, "Man, drugs?
I'm on a whole new way.
I'm doing great in life. Are you? Let me know when you get to the plantation so I can come whoop you.
Thank you, Miss Brown Eyes. Yeah, you're
Thank you,
not
Miss Brown Eyes. I appreciate that.
people to leave. It just is what it is. Hey, Kelly. Hey, I'm sorry.
Ah.
I'm just seeing a lot of you that pulled up. So thank you all for pulling up. Hey, Kelly. Hey, what is that? Oat milk. Y'all in these wild names.
Oat milk. 608 oat milk.
You gonna like
Wow.
this one, Ace? A bit stay winning.
A bitch stay winning. I see that. A bitch stay winning.
A bit stay winning.
Yeah.
What's going on, Rodney? What's going on?
Rodney Laddie, man. What's here? What's ya?
Thank you guys for super chats. All right, so let's get into it. All right, because everybody else is skirting around it. Let's go ahead and get into it. I want to introduce it with a little short monologue that our good friend over at Fox, Jesse Waters, who thinks he's so handsome, he came up with on this whole shooting. Here we go.
The media is bad at pattern recognition. We aren't. Just 2 years ago, another trans 20-something walked into a Christian school in Nashville with a rifle and shot 3 kids and 3 adults. They buried the manifesto and locked down the case. We've seen trans shootings in Colorado and in Maryland. They even shot up an ICE facility in Texas. And it seems like half of Antifa's trans. A couple of they-thems just got popped for firebombing Tesla. The mayor of Minneapolis says, you can't say that.
Anybody who is using this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any other
Get your
community
stupid ass up.
has lost their sense of common humanity. We should not be operating
humanity for people that's killing people
or anyone. We should be operating from a place of love for our kids.
Man, fuck them people.
I don't hate anyone who thinks they're trans. I feel sorry for them. But statistically, the trans population has been prone to violence. That's not villainizing, that's reality. And if you can't recognize reality, you're in danger. We love the American people, especially American children. And if they're troubled and believe they're somehow a girl trapped in a boy's body, we want to get them help. We don't want to give them hormones and operate on them. Society shouldn't be trying to produce more trans kids. We shouldn't be encouraging an emotional disorder or whatever this is. And doctors should stop profiting from it. Great Britain ended child sex change surgeries. They said it's barbaric, and they're right. And politicians.
And I thought what Jesse said was 100% spot on. And that's why I wanted to start a conversation with that, because what Jesse is talking about is exactly what I think. Okay, why are we changing children? Okay, why are we changing children?
How is that the focal point?
But why are we changing children? They can't. You're saying that they can't get this and that, right? They can't sign for this. They're not old enough to know that. The left always loves to tell me, well, the frontal lobe, I'll say, well, they knew what they were doing. Like they'll be 19, 20. They'll say, well, the frontal lobe isn't, already together until they're 25. It's not fully developed. Okay. So if that is your stance, why are children allowed to pick?
They are living, walking, breathing contradictions. That's all of they is. It's walking contradictions.
Mm-hmm.
They say one thing in the same breath, and if you ask them in a different way, they will literally contradict themselves in the same sentence. These people are crazy as hell. That's why people like D.L. Hughley, Charlemagne the God, Roland Martin, that Mayor Johnson. It's gonna be an open hand season fest for everybody over there. I can't wait to catch one of them in person. Like how, just with simple questions, I'm gonna be able to run through all that. They gonna walk off from me. I wish to God I can catch them, but God knows my heart, so He ain't gonna let me catch them in person.
I want to go ahead and get into the mayor of Minneapolis where this happened, because CNN and the rest of the liberal media is skirting around the fact that this whole thing is because the person has mental illness. They're trying to force it as the gun issue, but it's not even the guns that they would actually go after. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
a semi. So I don't understand why they're trying to push it that way, but then I understand because they don't want to have the conversation around transgenderism really being a mental illness, right? So I want to get into this quick little back and forth with this person here and the mayor. Here we go.
In question the gender of the shooter. When you talk about compassion, I don't want to tiptoe around the edge of this, but the shooter's name was in question, the gender of the shooter. No one's really sure what's going on there. 5 years ago was Robert, then a name change to Robin. Okay. This is being seized in all corners, as you can imagine, in all sorts of ways. And you know that, Mayor, and perhaps that's why when you spoke about this so profoundly and powerfully as you are even here now, but when you spoke about this today publicly, you voiced concern for the transgender community, for the community overall. And obviously you chose to do that in that moment because you thought it was important. And I wanted to give you a chance to say why you felt it was important to do that in that moment.
Obviously, I've heard about the rhetoric and the narrative that is being pushed out, but here's the thing. Anybody that is going to use this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any community has lost touch with a common humanity. We got to be operating not out of hate for any group, but out of a love for our children. That's where the focus needs to be right now. A love for our kids. Seeing these kids, not just as somebody else's kids, this horrific thing happened, but what if it was our own? How would we feel then? So, look, we need to be standing up for every community out there, a Catholic community too, by the way. I mean, any community that suffers this kind of blow, our Minneapolis community, you got to stand up for them. But, I feel oftentimes in these instances, there's this desire to villainize a group. You want to call this an act of cowardice? Do it, because it is.
Contradiction.
But regardless of what group or background, gender, the bottom line is that kids got killed. Let's love each other more. Let's love each other more, because the antidote to hate is not more hate. Hurt people, and the antidote to hate is a whole lot more love. That's where we all need to be going right now.
So we should embrace the retards a little bit harder, so they don't kill us. Is that what he's saying?
He's full of it, because one, the man is not even he's not even a Christian. Okay, so that's one thing, right? And I saw the other night on CNN that they were hard up to not say that this was a Christian hate act. You know how they have a hate act or something like that, when it's a person, Jewish person, whatever, right? But they won't say it with this, right? This can happen to Christian groups and white people all the time. They won't say that against them, but they'll use it for other groups.
Yeah, and you know exactly what other group they'll use it for.
Of course. And so they have a problem, hate crime, yeah. And so here's the problem with what he's saying. He's saying we can't be so quick to call it out. Why? If this was, remember the little white boy down there in South Carolina that shot up the black church?
Yeah.
Dylan Ruth. They didn't have a problem with saying he was a white supremacist at all.
No, they didn't have a problem. They didn't have a problem telling people to go scratch up other people's Teslas. They didn't have a problem telling people to go march and burn the city down. They had no problems with that. Now all of a sudden, we gotta be more careful. Once one of y'all kill somebody, we gotta love these people a little bit more so they won't kill us. It's insane. I wish I would lay down to some insane, mentally ill ass people, bruh. And that's what this dude is asking us to do. This is insane.
Well, you guys, this is the same man that did this. You remember this?
What this is? What he did? What that is?
Look, watch.
Stop it. That's George Floyd.
Look at him. The man is weeping.
Get your pussy ass up. His mama ain't doing all that, man. You don't even know that man, bro.
I'm looking at him like he's down, and this is the performative stuff that the left does, right? They don't care. They don't care nothing about George Floyd. Not saying that they even should, but I'm just saying they don't care anything about George Floyd or anybody really. And so I'm not surprised that this is the same man that did that's saying to us to do
like when they dropped on their knees for Kwanzaa and all that other shit, put the little kente robes on. How about send $1 billion? Y'all got it. How about send $1 billion?
No, that is specifically for illegals, not white and black people. You cannot have white and black people in this country getting ahead. What? You don't understand that.
And that's why, that's why I always stop them people whenever, like my aunties and cousins them be talking to me about, no, white folks ain't gonna invite you in. They ain't gonna let you do this and they ain't gonna let you do that. I show them my portfolio on my stock market. I said, you have to put your Social Security in to get on this.
Mm-hmm.
They know what color I am to get on this.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. And then they'll say all this other nonsense. But at the end of the day, they don't want you to actually call this out for what it is. It is a mental illness. And if you actually read what he wrote on that manifesto, he didn't want to be trans anymore.
Oh, he said he didn't want to be trans. See,
he didn't want to be trans anymore.
This is exactly how my 6'6", this is what he talk about. He got his titties, his ass done. He was like, I just can't do the other procedure, but I feel crazy that I did this. I should have just stuck with being gay. That's what he told me.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to show this, and then I'm going to show exactly what you're talking about. So I don't know if you guys can see it a little bit, but this was a post, right, of what he said. He literally said that this is what he put in his manifesto. I only keep the long hair because it's pretty much my last shred of being trans. I'm tired of being trans. I wish I never brainwashed myself. That was what was quoted in the New York.
And that's what he said?
Yeah, that's what he put in his manifesto.
I love that. I love that for him, because guess what? Now you about to get this information up and get me out of character, fully out of character, where I can go ahead and say the real. You people are retarded. All you have to do is say you like men. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But to feel like you could be a woman, and I watched a video where they talking about something, I'm lactating now.
Oh yeah, the birth.
That's pus. That ain't no lactate.
No, they're all doing okay. So and this is the problem. These doctors, everybody is sitting here. Everybody's sitting here like supporting this nonsense, right? So they got real women. They have us calling ourselves birthing people and lactating persons and persons with uteruses
and
right?
Cis women.
I don't use that word at all.
When I first heard it, I was like, hold on. What you could call me? And because I thought a nigga was just disrespected.
I didn't use that word at all, right? And I respect everybody, right? If you want to go outside in a dress, that's your problem. That's your business. But you can't tell me, if I can't tell you what you want to call yourself. You can't tell me I have to call myself a sis. And they're like, oh, well, language in all languages change. I speak 4 different languages, and not one of them has changed in millennia.
These the same people that never been no fucking way. These people don't leave their motherfucking city. They are retards. They're scared of everything. There's no way they go and do stuff they just seen on Lifetime. They got people killed.
Yeah, it's wild. It's very wild. But yeah, I want to show see if I can still bring it up, because you guys know I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi, so it tends to be a little ghetto and sketchy. Let's see if I can still bring up the Instagram. Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, that's happy, y'all. Look, check this out. That's happy. I call him happy because when I met him, he was very tall and happy, and I mean gay.
But I want you to tell. I'm going to play it, but I want you to tell the backstory and what he said about himself.
All right.
All right.
I'm starting at $250. Oh my God, I made it. Now, mind you, that's funny as fuck, right? Even he said being a trans is mental illness. He said being gay and being trans are 2 different things. He said he wish he would have just left it at gay because he did some irreversible things that he can't take back. And he's 6'6". He said he cried all the time about his irreversible changes. Even he said it's a mental illness. What y'all arguing about?
And so I also thought this little list that you put up here, I thought this was very good. The Denver shooter trans, Aberdeen shooter trans, Nashville shooter trans, Georgia shooter trans, Philadelphia, Iowa, Colorado, Minnesota. And but you guys are worried about rednecks with.
They worried about the red people.
So what's the story on the 6'6"?
All right. So truthfully, I met him when I came back from Chicago and I was selling weed, and he pulled way at the end of the gas pump and was like, "Hey, I'm not trying to holler at you or nothing, but I just want some gas." That's how I met him. He wanted some gas. And I became his gas man. And dude really like cool, but I came a distance, because this shit weird to me at this time. So I started asking him questions, bro. I was like, "Say, bro, real talk. What made you do all this to yourself?" He was like, and he kind of like it tripped me out. He broke down. He was like, I don't even know. Like, I should have just left it at gay. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cry all the time about this. I ain't never told nobody this, but I cry all the time. And I was like, what? Why wouldn't you tell nobody to help somebody? He was like, everybody got their own little journey. I said, but you can stop this mutilation shit.
Yeah.
You hear me? Like, I think it's, and y'all hate it. Y'all hate it. So, and he said, but,
Yeah, a lot of the trans community are in what they call, sex work.
Yeah.
And a lot of men are having mental challenges.
And that's all it is. And he even said it was a mental illness. Like, he was like, I think to myself, like sometimes when he come over here, where he got a full beard, when I used to meet up with him and he'll have his full beard on, I'll be like, "Oh, you looking bad, baby." And he'll be like, "Oh, I know, baby, I'm about to go get it taken care of now." But he'll be, you could tell he down, because he ain't. That's why I called him happy, because he's always like super exorbitantly flamboyant. You heard me?
And see, it's like, why not help these people? Right. And it used to be classified as a mental illness. Like, it was classified as such. And now it's classified as, they're in the wrong body.
You know what else a mental illness? Gang banging. I don't think we ever said that. Gang banging is a mental illness. For you to sign up and inherit somebody else's beef because you wear color is the dumbest shit in the world.
Oh yeah,
That's the dumbest shit in the world.
Stuff that's very mental illness.
That's a real mental illness.
I mean, here's the thing. It's kind of what Kelly is speaking to in the chat. It is an agenda, but you have, you have the pharmaceutical companies, you have the food companies, right? You have all of these people. You have the jab companies. Let's just leave it at that. You have those type of companies, right? You have all of those companies pushing something on people, on just everyday, average, regular people. Then you go and add transgender or LGBTQ and all of this other stuff, and then they throw in, things like, and don't get me wrong, sometimes there's racist stuff or whatever, but they heighten it a lot of the time. So then you throw that on top of that. So now everything, you're in a victimhood state with
A victim wormhole, and they just stay constantly being there.
Where you turn, it's something that somebody's doing to you. And I kind of picked up, I kind of picked up on it when I watched Amanda Seales the other day, because when all those conservatives were dragging her, beating down each one of her points.
Can I say something? I don't think they made the points as good as they should have, because that was her only. See, I learned how to deal with liberals. You just bombard them with questions for their own bullshit. Like, don't try to be, because she's gonna try to make it intellectual. But if you hit them with a question and make them dial it back to where they gotta keep coming back all the time, question, and they be like, and well, do you believe that this is a bad thing or a good thing? See, when they gotta stand on something, everybody else can see the other stuff. I don't look like the bad guy. I'm simply asking questions. I did that with the Shade Room.
They don't like when you ask questions. That's what gets you, kicked out. So you guys, I want to play this last video from our good friend over there at CNN. The only reason we watch the China News Network, and that is Scott Jennings, because I thought he made an absolutely great point, amongst ballheaded reasons.
I hate that pretty woman. I can't lie, she pretty. I hate her ass though, bro. I wanted to call her ugly bitch so bad, but she ain't.
Would you hate that? I told somebody that the other day when I was watching something, and they I was on a podcast. They said, "What do you think about it?" I was like, "To be so pretty, she ugly."
Because she always lying. Why you always lying? Why you lying? She get on my nerves.
She's going to be bald by the time she's 35. Okay. Because the lies and the spin that she has to do to make herself believe all this nonsense is ridiculous. But I want to go ahead and get into this, you guys. Here we go.
Well, I think the first question you have to ask is, why did it happen? I don't think it happened because of guns. I think it happened because somebody who was clearly suffering from severe mental illness
had access to weapons that would allow them to carry out a terrible shooting.
And the mental illness was encouraged.
But Scott, what about people who don't have mental illness?
I don't think we can tiptoe around this issue. And when you look at the messages that were written in some of the materials and on the weapons that we've seen, I mean, this person obviously was in a dark place.
Obviously.
And I want to know,
obviously.
I'm not sure the government is in that person's life enough to know, but his parents are.
But what about, Scott, what about people who don't have mental illness? We have a huge gun violence issue here in the United States. We lead in gun violence.
But the issue today is quite obviously mental illness. And
if you take away the mental illness, it still leads to guns.
Well, I think the first question you have to ask is, why did it happen? I don't think it.
Now, you notice when he got to mental illness, they knew where he was going.
They knew where he was going. They shut it down. They got people in their ear telling them, hey, stop him, stop him. You could tell when somebody in her ear, she can't even hide it.
Scott, what about
and then she'll figure out a question. She'll figure out a question once she stop you though.
But you're like, hold on, wait. You stopped me and you didn't even know what you were going to say.
She had no idea what she was going to say. She just had to stop you because they in her ear telling her, stop him. He about to go into the point. He about to go into the great point. What Scott? She can't hide it. She's not a great actor at all. She's like Young and the Restless, baby. We know you in the room.
Because it's so wild to me that every time she talks, I'm like, oh, okay, she's going to say something. But Scott, that you don't think, I'm like, did you actually have a question or not?
Nope. She had nothing but nothing, and it's so see-through now. That's why they losing so many ratings. If it wasn't for Scott being on that show, man, I wouldn't even click the button to see it in.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it at all. And you're absolutely right. She's behind Greg Gutfeld over there at Fox, right? And he has a satire show, and he still does better than her at her 10 p.m. slot. And it's crazy because she has an opportunity to do something, and she doesn't do anything with it, right? She could bring conservatives, she could bring independents, and all of that. She can even leave it the way it is, but she never does anything profound with it. Like, she makes sure she like uses it as an ultra echo chamber to see we're right. The right wing MAGA party just wants to think this, and I'm just like, you have an opportunity to sit here and actually talk about things that are from the left and the right, and that could actually benefit everybody, or find some solution to what's actually going on. Even if you're not, I've never been a liberal, but I can see certain points and say, okay, I still don't think that's the way to do it, but okay, maybe you want to get to this. Okay, let's talk about solutions to get to this. And I can always usually find a way to meet in the middle. I never see that. I never see it. It's always, I'm just going to make sure we talk about Trump bad, Orange Man bad, and that's it.
That's it. I hate that shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I hate it because these people, and they'll pretend like they didn't just hear the facts that you just said, or the facts that their own news station is saying. They swear to God, their own news station didn't even say, we don't have any proof of that. We don't. They don't need no proof of nothing when it comes to Trump, though, because it's obvious they ain't need no proof about the Russian hoax, and they ain't need a bit of proof of that. But every time they say anything,
Barack Obama, now they need proof for Barack Obama.
yeah. Now they need 100% ironclad. I mean, what kind of proof do you have? Well, you didn't have none of that. When you claim he was doing this and he was working with the Chinese, you didn't have none of that. As a matter of fact, when the truth came out, you lied. And I don't see how people can still watch this shit and be like, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's how you know they're retards. That's how you know.
You're 100% correct, because I think the one time I did see it, it was, they had a poll. CNN just did a poll. You know, my man that be hyped up. Oh my God, the poll, Donald Trump is killing them out the water.
Can somebody tell me where the fuck you take the poll at?
And then they'll go 10 o'clock to Abby. Abby like, well, we don't really know. CNN just said this at 5 o'clock. They just did a poll.
And you know what's crazy? I never met somebody that did a poll.
Yeah, I've never.
I never met somebody that did a poll. They have a poll for something instantly after it's done. Who took it? What was it? How do you sign up for it?
For the DC thing. There's like, so people in DC, I said, wait a minute. Who did they ask? The white liberals? Because other than that, I know y'all didn't march out over there in Southeast. I know you did. You went to the CNN headquarters. So anybody, what you think about Trump? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a poll, because there's no way that they had got that poll that quick. Because now the last poll that they just did, it shows that more, people, minorities, Black people, all of them like what Trump's doing in DC. It's those white liberals. And it's the same thing that's happening in Chicago, which is the reason why Trump wants to, go to Chicago. Lori Lightfoot set her bald-headed self up on, Donald Trump's internet and MSNBC or MS Now, BS Now, whatever you want to call it, and said that nobody in Chicago is calling for Donald Trump. There are no women in red hats and yada yada yada. I said, you know what? At this point, I cannot.
They don't even, you know what's crazy? They don't even believe the mayor of y'all city. They don't even believe her. They do not believe her.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing for them.
Yeah, yeah. It's all a mess. Like I really wish we could talk about, you know, transgenders and the way we should be able to talk about them, like what's ailing them, like how do you get to that point, like what goes through their mind to where they get to that point, right? And there have been transgender people that have gone to Congress and testified. It doesn't get shown. There's been people who what they call it, detransition, and talk about how it has affected them and how they wish they could go back to not get certain things done. Nothing. They don't highlight any of these people. And now all these people keep going out and getting these things done, and they're killing themselves and killing each other.
Facts.
So I think it's a cycle of abuse and demonic ish, if you know what I mean.
I'm done talking about them. Them people retarded.
But you guys, let me know what you guys think about it in the chat, because I see a lot of y'all going off in the chat too. Y'all know a lot of stuff. I need to do one. I need to do one of those Rumble shows where we can just go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because I tend to do that a lot, but I have to, with YouTube, I have to catch myself, right? Because YouTube doesn't allow you to talk about certain things.
I know. I hate that.
They'll cut that stream faster than service at Chick-fil-A. So you have to, you have to watch what you say. But I love talking about all that stuff because I really do think it's important, because we'll get past a lot of this stuff if we're, able to talk about it, but they don't want you talking about transgenderism. So I'm going to give you the last word, baby.
Y'all be blessed and stay up. My social battery dead. It's over with for me.
What?
It's over. My social battery is done. Like, I am so ready to get back to me doing me. I'm tired of talking to people. This is why I don't do this shit. I be like, ooh, shit, I gotta go home. I forgot I was at home. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
You guys, as always, thank you to Ace for pulling up. You're gonna have me cracking up when I'm clipping this stuff. Oh my God. But thank you, Ace, for always pulling up. And thank you for pulling up with me on my struggle stream while I'm in the hotel out here in Puerto Rico. I appreciate you as always. What was that? Toucan.
Good. This ain't church. Come on, let's wrap this shit up. This ain't church.
Bye.
You trying to hold us up like the preacher. Come on now.
Bye, Ace. See you. Oh my God. Thank you so much, you guys, for pulling up. Talking about this ain't church. He is hilarious. But thank you guys for pulling up. I just wanted to make sure I hit a quick show with you guys because I am out here in Puerto Rico. Okay, so thank you guys for pulling up. Thank you, Abyss Stay Winning. Thank you, Got Flavor. Thank you, Wars Peace. Thank you, Loud and Clear. Thank you, Outlaw. Thank you, Alleged Nick. Thank you, Kenya. I think that's what that says. Thank you, your car. Thank you. What I say? What I said, I knew it was bound to happen. You guys, I'm struggle streaming here in the hotel. Thank you guys. Good night. It's your girl Micca, and I'm out. Peace.